Hello everyone, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. Come on in, suss out the vibes. I hope you have your beverage of choice. Go and take a seat and let's get into this reading, because you see the thumbnail, you see the title of this video. You know, today I'm going to be doing a reading on yet again on the royal family. If you haven't seen my previous readings on this, I did one just earlier. I want to say it was sometime late January, early February, on Kate Middleton and King Charles' recent abdominal surgery. Well, her abdominal surgery, his mandible surgery, or whatever, you know, their survey that they were doing there. And some things that's kind of like come up is been tracking so far, but I did get a weird part in there where it felt like something dealing with harvesting, like which again is understandable if you're doing surgery, some things being removed. So yeah, you should go back and check that out and look at that video. But today I'm going to focus on where in the world is Kate Middleton. As you all know, or if you haven't known and you kind of just been like keeping the royal family out in the peripheral, Kate has been missing for 378 days. That was sarcasm, by the way. No, she hasn't been missing since December, I believe. Sometime December, late December, something like that. But they said she went in for surgery around January. And then since then, if you haven't also noticed this thing, there were some weird photos that were released of her. They were like badly photoshopped. They were released from an unofficial royal account. They were trying to make it seem like it was Kate answering this, but it's like, how could it be her if y'all saying like this woman is so weak, so bedridden? How can she text? There has been another weird thing going on where allegedly one of her sister's ex-boyfriend was found deleted in a shed behind his house, and it lines up with the coincidentally, it lines up with the time that William was supposed to be officially on an outing, some kind of showing or something like that he was supposed to have been doing. But he called out last minute for personal reasons. What else? Because I remember my sister was telling me about this, and I told her, like, you got to stop because I don't want it to color the reading. But she was also telling me that there was something going on that was fishy about... Oh, I mentioned the accounts and everything like that. It was released, the photos was released from an unofficial account for their Mother's Day, you know, our neighbors across the pond, because I'm here in US. So yeah, so a lot of people are just really getting suspicious because Kate has been missing. The mother hasn't mentioned anything about seeing her. A close uncle of hers stating that he hasn't seen her. The kids have been pulled from school, but allegedly the mom is the one that's holding the kids and taking them back and forth to school. It's just a lot going on here. I think the other thing was allegedly that William has only stopped at the hospital once that she was in, or something like that. Yeah. And a lot of people are saying that it seems very suspicious that Kate is supposedly in this hospital that King Charles went to for his exam, his cancer treatments. If she was getting abdominal surgery, why is she kept at a cancer treatment hospital and nobody seems to have seen her? It's just little things like that that isn't adding up for at least the American people. I don't know if it's not adding up for you all across the pond. You let me know what you believe down in the comments section. But at least here in America, there's some of the lines are not connecting. So I'm going to get into this reading to see if there is some suspicion here. Is there cause for alarm? Is there something more going on here? Is it something sinister? Is it just, you know, a bunch of hoopla? Is the public just taking it too far? So with all of that being said, because this is going to be basically like a conspiracy reading, essentially, take everything I say with a grain of salt. This is all hearsay. It is my opinion. It is my intuitive instructions that I'm getting here. Is not anything you should take as fact. In fact, I'm doing this reading. You've heard me mention this a couple times now. I'm doing this reading with tarot cards. Yes, cartomancy. I use numerology. I use astrology. I use colors. I use messages from the universe, from source, to kind of like get these intuitive hints and things like that, to get a bead on exactly what's going on here, to kind of get some information and divine what essentially the message is that, the general public may not have. So, or at least I don't have. Sometimes the general public know more than me. And I'm just discovering it and doing the reading. And so with that being said, because this is a tarot reading, essentially, this is intuitive reading, nothing here it's not me stating the truth. Like, it's not me stating the future. Like, it's not set in stone, essentially. And I just really want to preface that, because even some of the greatest seers, mediums, fortune tellers of the past, the Baba Yagas, the Nostradamuses of them all, even some of the things that they have predicted have not come to fruition, or have been misinterpreted from what we have gathered from the information that we have of them. So this is just out for your own interpretation as well. But I just really want to make sure that you use caution and the power of discernment, because that's the greatest power you can utilize in my readings or anyone else that you go to. Is discernment. Exercising the power of discernment is the greatest thing you can have in your personal life. So I always encourage you to exercise that here and anywhere else in your life. I'm doing sign language and stuff. I'm doing this. What does that even mean? I forgot. So yes. So with that being said, know that this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only, and I'm going to get into this reading. I really don't know where this is going to take me, and I'm kind of nervous, because last time I did a reading on the royal family, it kind of took me on a journey, and I kind of didn't like where I landed, because it was just like disturbing, to say the least. So I really just want to get a reading on Kate. I'm just really going to try to hone in on her energy and see if there's something that's going to come through. I'm going to let you know right now, though, that my ears are getting hot. Okay. Oh, I know there was something else I forgot. Well, hopefully you're already clicked off by now. But if tarot, or, these kind of readings, somebody being able to tell the future, predict the future, goes against your beliefs, your morals, your creed, here's your moment in time to click off and find something that resonates with you, okay? I don't want to keep you here and, further disturb you. That's not what it's here for. It's just for people who are interested in these topics, okay? Or this particular topic, because you may only be here for this. So, yeah, I'm not a blog or some credible source. So, yeah. We wanted to fall out. King of Swords. Okay. So we have some Page of Wands, Two of Swords. Okay, I'm steady getting books that's wanting to come out. All right, all of this is coming up in reverse. And we also have the Knight of Wands here on the end. Oh, it's a lot of people involved in this. Queen of Swords. Okay. So these last two I pulled from the bottom of the deck. If you don't know how I usually conduct my reading, I usually like to go a few cards, pull a few cards from the bottom, because it usually kind of tells you the underlying energies that's going on. So I usually just kind of like add them onto the end instead of pulling from the top. For me, it just kind of makes for a more robust reading, at least. It hasn't led me astray so far. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So here we have the Two of Swords, and it's coming up in reverse. Again, the Two of Swords, to me, usually speaks to difficult choices that have to be made. It's kind of like the rock and the hard place. I'm getting she wasn't able to make the choice or something like that. It's kind of like been forced onto her. So that's the first thing I'm getting here with that. And if you don't know, in this one, if you don't have this particular deck, Divine Tarot, let's see if I can clear that up for you all. So in this Two of Swords, if you know Greek mythology at all, you have, I forget which one is which, Charybdis and... I'm about to say Stella. I forget the two. It's like Charybdis and something. The two Greek monsters. One is a whirlpool. One deals with the Kraken. So it's literally dealing with like a rock and a hard place. Do you want to die by drowning, or do you want to die by being ate to death? So it's really just a hard decision. She also has the Page of Wands here, and again, with this being such a childish card here, and it's coming up in reverse, this is also dealing with African deity or African legend. I'll say African lore because I'm not sure if it's a deity or not. It's a young boy who discovered tools and how to use tools. I think fire was also one of them, and he kind of like ran out into the forest and was just causing chaos, not purposefully, but just because he didn't know any better. And so we have the Page of Wands here, so it does speak to some kind of like childish behavior. This could also literally speak to kind of needing to put the halt on things, wanting things to slow down. The Page of Wands also kind of deals with messaging as well. So I think there is something that can't be said, something that can't be said, won't be said, or isn't being heard or received. I'll say that is words or a message that's probably not being received. Page of Wands, again, because Wands usually deals with phallic images. For me, it could also be somebody who is a cheater, very promiscuous. Then we have the Queen of Wands, which is crazy that we have that here as well, but it's coming up in reverse. So to me, this is somebody who is a bit more mature, but they are also very vindictive is kind of like the word. They can be very spiteful, is with the Queen of Wands energy here. They're abuse of power, essentially. And so then we have the Knight of Wands. Again, this is also coming up in reverse. And with the Knight of Wands, this is somebody who's usually like very fast. Sometimes it's like a teenager energy, or tween energy, kind of, sort of. It could also be like a young adult that's coming up. Again, it's still along those same lines. All these wands here in the middle. I don't know who's fire signs here, because this could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I don't think anybody in the royal family has that fiery energy, but I could be wrong. Let me know. But we also do have the Knight of Wands here coming up in reverse, and this is usually somebody who likes to speed into things without really thinking it through, without planning it. Somebody who is very explosive, can kind of like go off the handle about things because they want it their way. This is also nerve-wracking as well, that we have the Queen of Swords here in reverse, because she comes off, she's like her and the Queen of Wands to me are kind of like the coldest biatches in tarot. Like the Queen of Swords is somebody you would not want to get on her bad side at all. Like, yes, Queen of Cups, she can be manipulative and emotionally abusive, but the Queen of Swords, I think the reason why hers can be more diabolical, because she turns you on yourself. It's like a mental torture, mental trauma, and it's kind of hard to get rid of that, and that can in turn also affect your emotions. So the Queen of Swords is like somebody you don't really want to F with. The Queen of Swords is also kind of like the widower energy as well. So I don't know if there's a widow out here. It could also be someone who is a Aquarius, Libra, or I'm forgetting somebody. Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, air signs. So just kind of like giving you that information. I see that there are a lot of people involved here, and I wonder if it was a tough choice on kind of like, because all of these people ganged up on her and kind of forced her hand to force her into something that she didn't really want to do. She probably maybe wanted more time, or maybe she thought, hey, I can kind of go out here and be rebellious and take my choice about something, which I also mentioned in my previous reading about Kate. Again, I cards here. I mentioned in my previous reading about her that I feel like they're going to start to, if they haven't already, waken the beast. Like, I think she's typically somebody who abides by the law, the rules, and things like that. But I think she's getting to a point where she's like, I'm tired of being goody two shoes. Because again, it's like, I've done everything you asked of me, and you're still asking for more. When is it going to be enough? When does this stop? When can I get off this carousel? I'm dizzy. I'm sick. I'm dehydrated. This is the fun park from hell, essentially. It's kind of like what I'm getting. I'm literally hearing like the carousel or the merry-go-round music like going in my head. It's like I'm ready to get off. Like, I'm no longer having fun on this ride. I'm hearing the carnival music. It's funny. It's like really playing in my head. Okay. So now I want to get into, I think it's time to pull out some archetypes here. Maybe we can narrow down these people, because this seems to be the energy here. It's people. So let's see if I can get a bead, or maybe you all can help me. Let's make this an interactive thing here. Maybe you all can tell me, because I definitely don't know the royal family like that. So maybe you all can tell me. Let's see if we can get a bead. Who is this Page of Wands here? Okay, I have a couple of things I want to flip out this time. So, funny enough, and this feels like it's right on the head with the Page of Wands energy, we have Liberator. The light attributes read, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thoughts. Interesting to me that we get the Liberator here, because that kind of feels like Page of Wands energy. But I think this person, yes, something didn't go right exactly. Maybe this is Kate's energy here. Maybe she's feeling Page of Wani. If that's a word. But read what the shadow attributes. Hold on, let me read the shadow attributes. I just really looked at this. It says, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. Okay, I have way too many cards that flipped over. So I'm going to split these up here and see what's supposed to come out. Okay, this is the first one. So we have networker, and it's coming up in shadow. Somebody who conveys information, Jesus, only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehoods. I feel like this is everybody in the royal family. No, I feel like this is not limited and down. Okay. The Knight of Wands is coming up as a trickster, transcending convention, stubbornness, and predictable behavior. Okay, and so then for the Queen of Swords, we have companion, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. That does not seem like it's coming up in alignment with this. The shadow attributes do betrayal by misusing confidence, loss of personal identity. That seems to track. I don't know if you can see that really clearly, but that tracks more so with the Queen of Swords coming up in reverse. But notice what we have underneath for the underlying energies. We have vampire, and this literally speaks to kind of like energy vampires. Something or someone is draining your life force, is draining your energy. I think she feels like the performance of being in the royal family is, you know, allegedly, I feel like she think is a drain on her. It's tiresome. She's like, aren't you all tired of playing these games of intrigue and faking it and trying to make it seem like you're better than people? It kind of feels like she's tired of playing the games and the antics. And with all of these forces that's kind of like participating in this, you have the liberator, the networker, the trickster, and the companion. So I can understand it. I'm going to tell you right now, again, I've said this in a previous reading, I'm not sure. The networker to me always read in our current society as someone who is like a publicist, or someone who is good with social media, someone who is like who may be very powerful and they just can get people's information very easily, or people give them their information very easy because it's like good to be associated with this person. That's what the networker typically gives me. The trickster here, again, just somebody who feels like they can manipulate you. They lie about who they are. It's kind of like Libra energy. I'm sorry, Libras, you have a bad rep on my channel if you haven't caught on by now. A Libra has not hurt me, by the way, before you ask that in the comments. It's just I tend to notice Libras will blend to whoever is around them, essentially. And sometimes it could be a good thing. I think it really serves them a lot, but in the long run, it can be very tiresome because it's like, well, who are you, chameleon, at the end of the day? So the trickster energy just really gives me that. The companion here makes me feel like this Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords doesn't have to be a woman. I have to keep reminding myself that. So the Queen of Swords could be with the companion here. I'm wondering if it's somebody like really close to her. Is it William? Is it her mother? Is it a friend, a confidant? I feel like this is somebody who has been faking that they have been down for her and they haven't. And maybe the trickster and the Knight of Wands is one and the same person. I'm not sure. I haven't really got a bead on that. But just looking at this, it just feels like there's a few people involved here, or at least three big players or something. The Page of Wands here, again, with the Liberator energy, I feel like it's somebody who... I'm gonna tell you what I'm getting for the Page of Wands, aka Liberator, whoever this character is that's involved in the Kate Middleton story. I think this is someone who feels like they know the ropes. They feel like they know all the tricks of the trade, essentially, when it comes to putting on this play that's with the royal family. I'm using these like drama club terms because it just, these theater terms, essentially, just because that's what it feels like to me. Like, again, like I was saying earlier, carnival, like circus, like the Wrangler, like who was conducting this? Like, I want to get off the carousel. I don't want to be up on this stage anymore. It's giving all of those things. And so with the Liberator here, it makes me feel like this is somebody who feels like they're either the director or the writer of the play. So they feel like they know exactly how people are going to interpret the artwork, or, you know, they know all the tricks of the trade. They feel like they know everything, but clearly they don't, because there's a struggle here. And I think the struggle, or the advice, the help, blew up in their face, essentially, like, oh wait, I didn't know everything that I thought I knew. Like, I thought I was playing this right, but I guess not, because here I am. I think I'm gonna have to pull out 3 decks for this reading to kind of like get more. I originally pulled these 3 because I thought it would give me enough information, but I should know better by now with the royal family. I feel like you can never use enough. So yes. Okay, we have, here we go with that retreat again. She's definitely trying to pull back from the royal family. She's tired of the shenanigans, and I don't think they agree with her. She's wounded. I don't know if it's in the physical, mental, emotional sense. Yep, there's a woman in the home. This makes me believe the cheating allegations. Or again, it may be somebody that's close to Kate that betrayed her confidence, because again, we have the companion and the trickster here. So I don't know who was the close confidant, and I remember saying something about a confidant earlier. Okay, what is this? Okay, it was dispersing, but it just kind of caught on my finger, so I wanted to see. Let it hit the table. Oh, okay. Not yet across. And to me, this not yet across is going back to kind of like that Two of Swords, that Page of Wands energy, where it's like, I feel like I know it all. I know the choices that's in front of me, but I'm going to choose the choices behind me or to the side of me because I know better and I know how this is going to be played, and you still end up effing up. Oh, another card flipped over in here too. It is following. And lastly, we have opening. It feels like somebody tried to take a chance and it didn't quite work out. And look at what we got on the bottom of the deck. I can't lie to you. Not knowing. And then we also have, oh, that wasn't the actual second card. It was integrity. Didn't I see something about it? No, it was tenacity, not integrity that I seen. That is interesting. Okay, so this is just Kate's energy here. Let's see what's going on. Maybe I should do Kate and William. Maybe I should do, yes, let's do Kate and William. And that's when my arm started to feel funny. Just take note of that. Okay, let's do this quick little shuffle, mix it up a little bit. Mix it up a little bit. Let's mix it. Mix. Oh, wait, I had some cards flipped over from earlier. They didn't hit the table, so that's why they didn't count. Okay. So let's get into Kate and Williams. Let's pull for William first. Okay. Well, so we have the Ten of Swords here. Ouch. Okay, so Seven of Coins popped out, but I'm going to put it back in the deck and make sure that's the card that wants to come out for Kate, because I didn't fully form the question in my head when it popped out, so... She wants to run away from him. And it's crazy, both of them have swords, okay? And I had to point this out immediately. Notice the shadowy figure in the back. Okay, all of this fell out. So, hold on one second. A reference that came to mind to me looking at this Seven of Swords as well with Kate. If you ever read the story Jungle Book, or if you've ever watched the movie Jungle Book, you know how the animals, what is his name? Was it Shira or something like that? How he was like the big bad wolf, no pun intended, in the story or whatnot. And he was still afraid of mankind because, he kept referring to Mowgli as the man cub? Yes, the man cub. And he was trying to force Mowgli out of the forest because he was just like, men have never brought anything good. That's kind of like what I'm getting with the Seven of Swords here. I don't know why that reference came up, but I just want to, put a pin in that because it may become clear later. But I do have to note, we have the Wheel of Fortune here in the middle. We also have the Five of Swords with immense grief. And then we also have the Ten of Wands, which speaks to, again, I usually see the Ten of Wands as like a ending, a must ending. Like this is, you know, like in games, they have like a true ending and then it's the alternate ending and then it's like a bad ending or whatever. This feels like the Ten of Wands is like the true ending. It's like this needed to happen in order for this to happen. Like this is canon, essentially. The Wheel of Fortune, of course, to me, usually speaks about karma, fate. Sometimes it can literally speak to fortune, like it's time for you to kind of get blessed and good luck kind of thing. And again, with the Five of Swords, is dealing with immense grief. Going back to William with this Ten of Swords here, especially with it coming up in reverse, this man can't get away from her fast enough. There is something here where he can't get away from her fast enough. I'm just going to say that. I do want to point out in this story, I want to say it's an Inuit. Am I saying that right? An Inuit story. Is dealing with a man who had to sacrifice his wife, I believe, in this story. And so that's why you see the tools here. He's trying to make sure she's sacrificed here, that she's gone. And so I wonder, is there something that's coming up here? And again, it doesn't have to be a mystical reason for why he's doing this. I think it could be a selfish reason. It could be a very mundane, stupid, minuscule reason for why. Or maybe, you know, he's just following his heart and his heart is no longer with Kate. I don't know. But it's just, that's interesting. That's the energies that's coming up between them. There's a lot of grief, heartache. I'm trying to run from you. Dare I say separation energy, because you know a lot of people is assuming that's the reason why she's missing right now, or at least she's not doing public appearances because she's trying to find a way to separate from William. And again, I have alluded to the fact that there seems to be some history kind of repeating itself with William and Kate. I've done a previous reading on that. I will link it up here at the iCard. So there has been some frustration for sure. There's some frustration here. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this one first. I wonder if any of the archetype cards are going to come up for William. That's kind of like what I'm afraid of. So a few cards fell on the floor, but I'm not going to count them. I'm not even going to mention them. We're just going to put them back in this deck and see if it's meant to be. Okay, I had to redo that. My camera died for a second there. Okay, I think I need to use a different deck. 1 second. I think I need to use a different one for this part. Nope, this one won't too. Okay. I forget the name of this deck every time. I want to say it's something like the Mystic Witch or the Mystic Goddess deck, something like that. I think I'm probably way off. Let's see. we have the Ruler in reverse. So remember in the previous reading I just did with Kate and the energy surrounding her, there was something there about someone abusing their power. I forget which card it was. It wasn't the Trickster. Was that damn, I forgot. It was something there about somebody potentially abusing their power. The Visionary. What? Okay. Nope. Let's try this again. I need a different deck. None of these are doing it for me. When my cards do something crazy like that, I know it's a lot of energy that's coming up. And it's probably going to be something that's going to make me fall off this chair. You see how that popped across the screen? The Marrying Maiden, and see this is coming up crossed like this. I think their marriage is getting in the way of something. And I highly doubt is with him ascending to the throne. Look at this. Arguing. I'm trying to get away from you. I'm tired of the fights. I'm tired of the back and forth. And listen to what this card says. There is truth and confidence that is being blocked. Vigilant and centered. Good fortune. Ending. Pitfall. Fruitful to see great people. Fruitless to cross the great river. Remember, she had the great river part. Fruitless to cross the great river. It brings me back to the Two of Swords that we had for her earlier in the reading. Between a rock and a hard place, or between that's what it is, Skyla and Charybdis. I remembered it. It finally came through. And pitfall is the other part. Because remember I said it feels like there was somebody close to her that kind of like betrayed her confidence. There was something that she was hoping, that she was probably working towards, and it didn't quite work out that way. So arguing. The Marrying Maiden comes up cross for him. What does this say? To set out to bring order, pitfall, no direction. Y'all. Okay, this is sticking out to the side. Coupling, but it was coming up in reverse. It says the woman is powerful. Do not take this woman. What? Okay. Allegedly, it's not even allegedly. One of the conspiracies, the running conspiracies, is that these two got into fisticuffs, a squabble, a disagreement, an argument, a fiery tornado. I don't know how you want to say it. That was a horrible British accent. I'm sorry. These two got into a bit of a scuffle here because of there's rumored to be another woman in the picture. And so, and allegedly, the woman is Kate's friend. Wouldn't that be a confidant? Wouldn't that be a trickster? Wouldn't that be someone who is your loyal companion? That's weird. Okay, so with that being said, I'm wondering if there was an argument that stemmed from this, and is she kind of like going to her own corner to cool off? Was she rushed to the hospital because of what the conspiracy says? Allegedly. This is all hearsay, rumors, no facts here. This is all alleged for entertainment purposes. Did William put his hands on her? Did it get explosive and he put his hands on her about this other woman and decided to hey, if I can't divorce you, another way I can, get you out the picture is, and I don't mean deletion. I mean, just shuffle you off somewhere, hide you in a hospital. Okay, let's see here. Any last thing? I'm going to wrap this up because I've already been recording for like 40 minutes and I do not want this to go on too long. I was hoping for this to be short and sweet. So yeah, I do want to note one of the first cards that popped out. It flipped over in my hand though, so I'm not going to count it. Is Child Orphan, and it reads, because it popped up in the upright, of course, like for you all, popped up in the upright. It reads, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. Okay. The shadow attributes read, feelings of abandonment that stifled maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Woo. I feel like allegedly. Is that William? Maybe it may be both of them. I think in some ways, being in the royal family has really matured them. But I think also in some ways, being in the royal family has stunted their growth or their maturity, if that makes sense. Okay, all of this. Okay, what is this? The Avenger fell out on the floor earlier too. That's funny. And listen to what it says, because it came up in the reverse. Shadow attributes resorting to violence in the name of a call. So you can see that there. You can pause the video if need be. But that's what the Avenger reads. It fell out on the floor earlier. It just flipped over in my hand. So again, a shapeshifter is coming up in this deck. She had the shapeshifter for something else earlier, I thought. Oh no, it was trickster, someone who was faking to be who they are. And then she also had the exorcist. That was not she, but that was another card that kind of flipped over in my hand. The exorcist deals with freeing yourself and others from destructive impulses. But negatively, the shadow attributes read, however, with this one, the shadow attributes read, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in that moment. Okay, let's see if any of these are actually meant to come out, because they did flip over in my hand. And I was just trying to flip them back over when they caught my attention. Again, we have a guy that fell on the floor, and the shadow attribute showed up with this one. Places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. Okay, let it hit the table, not the floor. Spirit, please. Oh, okay, so see, like this, it flips over in my hand like this, and it caught my attention. So notice, I'm going to note the judge, the knight, the student, the detective, and the child divine has flipped over in my hand. But the ones that actually hit the table are these here. And so I'm going to start from the bottom, reading the trickster came up again. This time in reverse. So this is manipulating others through duplicity. I'm gonna have to throw this one out to the side. That's actually one that I did, so I'm gonna pull another card. And then we also have Lover here. This deals with great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. But also, I have to note the shadow attributes in this one. The shadow attributes of the Lover reads, obsessive passion that harms others. It can be self-destructive devotion. And I just need one or two more cards, Spirit, for any additional energies or messages that's coming up between Kate and William of the royal family here. The British royal family. Okay, that was a whole lot. I'm not doing that. One or two cards here. Okay, I see the two cards. Hold on. Hold on. The Knight comes up again. Remember I said I noted that earlier. So it came up in reverse. So the shadow attributes read allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions. This is starting to read this was because of love. All of this is started because of some love. And then we also have Rescuer, which deals with light attributes, provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. It keeps coming up, so I'm gonna have to state it. I'm gonna have to state the obvious conspiracy that or conclusion most people are gonna come to if you've been hearing a lot of the rumors. I think a lot of this started. It was the beginning of the end when another person got involved. I don't know what to tell you. That seems to constantly keep coming up. And I think either Kate got too close to the truth or she was trying to discover the truth. And it's looking like Willie Boy is definitely his father's son. And this got explosive. And so she's hiding out in a way because of an explosive argument. Now, what have transpired during that argument and then the conclusion of it, I'm gonna leave that all up to you all. But I think she definitely has a reason to hide, whether it's a mental break, a physical break, an emotional break, all of the breaks. I think she's entitled to that. That's just what it's reading like here. I will say this just to be honest. I would not be surprised if they're, it's a typical family of power. These two got married for the optics of it all. There isn't really love there, so they have an agreement that both of them can kind of step out kind of thing. But I think maybe one of them has crossed the line. One of them has broken one of the rules, the commandments, the agreements, broken the contract essentially. And didn't want to pay the repercussions because, why should I abide these rules and allegations of my marriage or this and that when I'm essentially an untouchable. Yeah. Yes, honey. I think my dog wants to go outside. Outside? Okay, so with that, he's letting me know it's time to wrap this up. So you all let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I'm going to take Puppers out so he can use the restroom before we tuck her in for the night. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you have any conspiracies or beliefs that you think is going on down in the comment section as well. Maybe you can give me a bit more insight into who you think some of the archetypes were that came up during the first part of this reading, which is kind of like Kate's energy. With all of that being said, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, making sure to check for all so you can know the next time I upload. And with that, you all have a great night or day, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.